Welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where every side is the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email questions and complaints at wrestlingishard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. Brandon, hello. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
You do. You sound great, Jim. Hello.
All right, good. I sometimes speak too low. I mumble a little bit when I'm making a point. Got to start enunciating better. Go ahead. How was your week?
How about me? You got any feedback for me? I don't dare listen back to my own voice.
Sound great, pal.
Week was okay. Over the winter, I got addicted to Coke Zero. Got a soda habit, so kicking that. Haven't had a soda in 5 days. It's been a little tougher than I expected. But other than that, nothing interesting going on.
What's up with this draft Coca-Cola? Might have to go out and get a can of it.
I haven't seen that. I'm a Coke Zero guy. They got Coke on draft Coke in cans.
Nitro cans, yeah.
Oh,
I'm intrigued.
We brought home Starlight Coke Zero. That's the other new endeavor by Coca-Cola Corp. Tastes like cotton candy, not as good. But
Chris, how's your soda addiction going?
My soda addiction?
Mm-hmm.
Diet ginger ale. It's not going well.
That's the lowest form you can get. That's like the methadone for soda addicts. And
yeah, I'm on methadone soda, but I try, and
getting addicted to Coca-Cola. Getting addicted to Coca-Cola at 30 years old wasn't something I had imagined, but here we are. So
I'm addicted to drugs.
Which kind? Lipitor?
NyQuil and Dayquil. Yeah, Lipitor. I'm hooked on
Shinglex.
Metamucil and NyQuil. Addicted.
There you go.
Can't shit without my Metamucil.
I'm a drug addict. I gotta have it.
That's right. I need those daily giant orange turds to come out of me. They're amazing. Once a day.
You say stuff about poop that I'm like, oh, that's down the pipeline for me. That's what happens.
Yep. Chris, thoughts?
I'm wearing a giant orange shirt. You get giant orange turds.
That's just like what my turd looked like this morning.
Kismet.
Got a giant orange diaper on.
Kismet.
It's all filled. It was white. It's filled with orange turds now. So there you go. There's my life. I'm still sick, believe it or not. Can't kick this fucking thing. It's like the COVID all over again.
You got long COVID.
Long haul. I'm a long hauler.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Brandon, thoughts?
I'm trying not to make you laugh if your neck's in that bad of shape, like you were saying before we started.
Yeah, it's sore from coughing. I only cough. Well, I cough when I laugh, and I cough when I lay down, just in time to go to bed. I start coughing, like. It's great. Keeps me up all night. It's fantastic.
I'm sure your significant other's probably loving that. It sounds like
we've just been swapping
roomie.
couch surfing for a week and a half. Always someone on the couch. Usually it's me waking up in the middle of the night with the coughs and going, yeah, I'm just going to drive her up a wall like this, go lay on the couch. So my thing in the couch is we get nothing but sunlight on the couch in our living room. It's great though, natural light makes you feel good, mental, health. It's good for mental health. But when I sleep on the couch, I'm up as soon as the sun comes up. So I've just devised this plan. I'm sure no one else has thought of this. Wear a hoodie. And I draw that shit so tight that just my nose and the top of my mouth are hanging out. And it's just blackness. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, that's a good call. Honestly, I live in a bunker. I've lived in a bunker. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll show you the background here. The basement is my living room, so I'll go 72 hours without seeing the sunlight. But if I was forced to see it, I would probably be doing the same.
You're a vampire. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, that doesn't work. It's still fucking you up. That fucking pulling your hoodie down shit don't work.
You're right.
The sun goes, like, when it comes up, especially this time of year, when it comes up, it goes right in through my front window and into my eyeball.
Yeah. No matter where I'm at.
I have blackout curtains too. I have the shades that you pull down. Yeah, in the bedroom. It's lovely. And I don't really sleep anywhere else in the house ever. So
Sometimes I have to. The coughing.
Yeah, I mean, when I had the COVID, when I woke up with the COVID and realized that I was, a walking toxin, I came downstairs and watched TV and because when you had the COVID, you couldn't pay attention to anything.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it was really only for one day, but it was like, oh. So I was trying to just kind of stay away so my wife didn't have to sleep with, death bomb like next to her.
I would just watch.
But other than that, I
AEW.
don't sleep anywhere.
You don't need to pay attention to AEW, so I would just put that on.
I love claiming that you had COVID for one day.
That's it. Beat it. It was like one of the Jackson brothers. Like,
no,
okay.
what I mean is that I really only felt terrible for one
You're
day.
Incapacitated.
Yeah. I mean, by the next day I was out working in my garage.
I was incapacitated for 2.
So I think it was 2. I think by the end of 2, I think the second day was just kind of like, ugh. But then by the third day, I was like, I got to get up and do some shit. I can't stay here anymore. So I found the crowdest room I could go find, and I just stood in the middle of it. I was like, yeah, spinning around in circles like fucking, what was that movie with the 2 Irish guys? That really bad fucking mafia movie. Boondock Saints.
Boondock There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Boondock Saint.
how we're
COVID
doing.
Boondock Saints. Nice.
I did feel compelled to, like, when I got COVID, just to be like, it's not shit. I'm good. Had to mow through it. Something deep in my brain. I was just like, but one day, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I had it for more than one day, but I was only truly incapacitated for one day. After that, I was like, all right, I feel good enough to get some stuff done around the house. And when I say get some stuff done around the house, it was go out in my garage, attempt to clean it for an hour, and then go, fuck this, I'm going back inside.
There you go. So 1.5 days.
1.75, 2, 2.5, 5, and 3, 3.5.
NXT 2.0.
2.0. Oh, I had a, what?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, no, I was going to say also we watched the HBO Max premiere of The Batman last night.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
Tremendous.
Brandon, did you like The Batman?
I'll never see it.
Good man. What's that?
I don't know if I'll see it.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to, I was all ready to talk about it, but that's cool. Please do. Give me shit.
Listeners probably care.
No, and I think maybe it might actually steer. I don't know, Brandon, what your opinion of these movies are, but Jim, it might steer you into watching it. That the superhero aspects of that movie are relatively few and far between, and you glaze over them.
Is it funny?
It's not funny at all. I mean, Jim Carrey's funny as the Riddler, and Tommy Lee Jones does a good job as Two-Face. But other than that. No, it was
a remake of that one.
What happens is when you get actual people who can act to play crazy people, it's intriguing. They did a really good job. All the actors were actual actors and weren't just like, oh, look at this guy, he's hunky. Let's give him some lines.
Who's the bad guy?
The Riddler. And not to spoil anything because we kind of can figure out the way it's going. When you get the confrontation, he's a fucking creepy, crazy person. The guy,
Riddler?
Paul Dano plays the Riddler.
Yep.
You know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah, he plays the Riddler, and he's a creep. So yeah, it was excellent. Like I said, I was watching it, and I realized at the end when it was the big superhero finale of the movie, I was kind of like, yeah, I've seen this before. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't bad. It was just like, okay, yeah, but I've seen all this so many times. You just kind of glaze through it. You could have done without all of it, and it still would have been a really good fucking movie. Because there are points in him which he's pouring through files, figuring things out. Like a detective.
It's like accounting.
Like a detective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. I sorry. We'll move on.
It's like tax day. Get it?
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I'll do this. I'll start my own podcast. I'll talk about
Chris,
that.
you can pitch me about whatever you want. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah,
we can move on. I enjoyed it.
Good. Speaking of NXT 2.0, Kushida, he's leaving. Don't know why. We'll never find out why, but rumor is he's going to New Japan so he can go and be in the junior division again. I guess I don't know. Brandon, thoughts?
He texted this to us, and Chris nailed it. He just said good, right? Like the guy's 38 years old. He's doing absolutely nothing over there. He's probably sick of Fort Lauderdale or wherever the fuck they're at.
Yeah.
He's like, I got 36 months left in me. Good months. Let's try to go have a couple classics here in the to the Japanese crowd. I mean, in the junior division, but it's better than what he was doing. I'll probably see more of him in Japan than I will on American TV.
What was the one match he had that was really good that we liked? It was when we were still watching NXT. At least I liked it. I don't remember.
Dune? Didn't he wrestle Dune?
Yeah, he did. Did he?
Yeah,
No,
I think so. I was trying to figure out
in one match, wasn't
he was wrestling. He was wrestling Roddy for a while.
Right.
They were good. He was wrestling. He wrestled somebody, and I didn't like that he lost. I was kind of like, "What are we doing here with this dude?"
That's what I'm.
Is the match that you're talking about? But I was trying to think about that all day. That's how memorable it was because we can't remember who the dude was he wrestled. So
right, there you go.
There you go.
Run. There goes his run in WWE.
Yep.
So,
he didn't do anything. He got rid of the time splitter gimmick. I mean, not really, but really. Started coming out dressed in the
puffy orange vest and jeans.
Yeah, he got rid of that. What was he? I can't. Sakuraba gear.
Yeah, he was wearing the shoot pants or whatever. That's the Sakuraba wrestle shorts.
Yeah, which was, was going in the right direction. He came out kind of a heel, and they didn't do anything with him. They put him with Ichimanjiro.
They were jacket men.
Yeah, great.
Well, Chris, I know you're a big fan of Kushida. Thoughts?
I just so he went from a television show that he is, that he went from a television show. I don't watch it. He wasn't on. Now he's going to go to a wrestling promotion that has been hit or miss at best the last couple months, other than the last show. And I mean, hopefully that him being there will give it a little bit of steam. But I hopefully they don't put him in the junior division, which they probably are going to do, and he's going to end up like fucking what's that guy's name, right? Ryusuke Taguchi, where he just kind of hangs around the junior division and just slides down to the bottom of the card. But, I mean, guy was a great, I was a big fan. I still am a big fan. I hope to see him, in a hopefully they'll just goes back to New Japan, and maybe we'll see him in the actual heavyweight division, even though he's a smaller guy, but he's got a ton of fucking experience. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's not like they have a backlog of names that they can't get on TV, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing though about it. Like, you see what I'm trying to explain, what I hope to see from him, but I'm having a hard time because he's been gone for quite a while, really. And I kind of forgot he existed until you brought it up today. Like, it wasn't like, oh, where's Kushida been? I haven't seen him in so long. It was just like, and it's not his fault, but they didn't really use him. And then out of sight, out of mind. And then before you know it, he's a 38-year-old dude going back for a new start in New Japan. It's like, okay, we'll see where it goes.
I can see him get another run
in New Japan.
Yeah.
As a
I don't
junior.
know. Right now it's El Desperado and Show.
So
Hiromu's like kind of in that, he's doing that open weight stuff. So,
but even still,
she just slides him. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. Even still though, yeah, or he slides in there. But then you say it's El Desperado. Well, we haven't seen Kushida El Desperado. We haven't seen Kushida Ishimori. We haven't seen Kushida wrestle a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they got some good guys. So that's not actually a bad thing if he goes back into the junior division over there, because they have some serious talent. So, yeah. Not mad at it. It should be fun. Now that you just put that in that way, I was having a hard time kind of framing what I was hoping to see, and you just said it for me. So I'm excited. It'll give you something else on the card to pay attention to. It won't be who's the guy that we aren't really a huge fan of? Phantasmo.
Oh, Phantasmo? He's going heavyweight anyway.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of anybody else. Show and Yo, they've been slamming them down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll, slide down the card a little bit.
Brandon, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not really I know New Japan does it, but my brain refuses to retain like pro wrestling weight class shit. I'm just like, oh, because he's going to be in the junior division. It's like, what, for who? For why? It's
right.
like, doesn't fucking matter. So Just let the more interesting creators wrestle each other. I don't care. The guy's 38 years old. He can wrestle whoever the fuck he wants.
Right.
That's the way I feel
bigger
about it.
guys. No, I don't know. I guess it's fun, exciting, good stuff for him. Of course, there's open speculation that other wrestlers that possibly their contract is up. The speculation now is, Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, he might be going somewhere. There's no evidence that he's going to do that. The guy's married and lives in Florida and makes a lot of money to not be on TV. Brandon, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is like financial shit, but it all depends whether he feels like doing something or not. I certainly would not move to Japan at 40 years old to go work much smaller crowds, but I also, as a fan, hope that there's this world where if we get some kind of New Japan AEW collaboration going, that people start to flee to not just go to option B instead of option A, and you see a couple of these companies fill up, and there's some serious depth to a lot of the product. So,
yeah, Chris.
Finn Balor came into NXT champion, Intercontinental champion. He was the first Universal champion. He was, I think, a U.S. champion at one point. He had one of the cooler. Looking back on it, I think it's a little silly, but the demon gimmick's a little silly, but it looks cool. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Demon was awesome. I mean, this isn't a guy that came to WWE and they never used. I mean, they used the shit out of him. And whenever they need somebody to fill a spot, like a big spot, like say somebody goes down or anything else, this is the dude they turn to. I mean, I don't see him leaving anywhere. Like, this isn't a guy that's been saddled with what you would call bad creative or have been jammed down our throat, like changed his name, nothing. They brought him up from NXT, where he was the face of that company for a while. They put him on WWE. He almost immediately wins their Raw championship, which is their big championship. And then he kind of just bounces all over like AJ Styles, almost in the same vein. I think AJ Styles is a little higher up. If you're like to rank everybody on a card, they would have AJ Styles as a more important player. But Finn Balor is right there. I doubt he's going anywhere. And I'm sure he's making a fucking ton of money from them and on his merch. He ain't going anywhere. So he can go to AEW or move back to Japan, where he doesn't know if he's going to be able to leave on a regular basis or come in and work on a regular basis with COVID. So I can't see him leaving. Some guys are happy. They get to go do their thing. The fans cheer them, and they don't work as much, and they still get the big money. I think he's at that point in his career probably too, where he's like, oh, I don't have to go do every main event, every house show. It's not a bad gig.
Brandon mentioned it. We're getting an announcement tomorrow night from Tony Khan. It's speculated that it's going to be New Japan AEW Super Show in June, end of June. What this means, I have no idea. I would imagine it's a bunch of multi-man tags, similar to the New Japan Noah show. But pretty exciting. If my entire summer wasn't already booked up, I might think about going to Chicago, but can't just up and run away anymore. It's just, who knows? Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, that shit's brutal, man. I was just complaining to Sydney last night. I was like, June is over. June is gone, and we're bleeding into July, and it's to me, it's very depressing. I was just like fucking George Costanza around my basement going, when do I get to do what I want to do? But yeah.
The summer of Brandon is over.
But yeah, it's entirely contingent on the matches that we get, right? Like if this is a big deal, if they decide to make it a big deal, it's a huge deal. But both these companies put out a lot of junk, and if they want to merge together and have a mixed junk card, they can do that too. And either way, I think the point I made a couple weeks ago about them trending towards a deeper relationship is holding true already. So,
Chris, good.
So, I mean, do we know? We don't know anything about it yet. So, well, I guess we'll find out, the anticipation that they set up by telling us he has a big announcement I wouldn't be surprised if you get a New Japan AEW partnership like New Japan Ring of Honor did in the Supercard in MSG, where it's basically Ring of Honor matches and New Japan matches, and then once in a while you get like a tag match where they all mix it up. But I'm pretty sure that's probably going to the way they end up doing it. This way, nobody has to. You get that. We talked about it last week when New Japan has their big players aren't going to come to the U.S. and lose to your big players. So you have them wrestle their own talent and you move your plot points, your story points forward on your own show on somebody else's TV or in somebody else's backyard, whatever way you want to put it. And I'm excited. Something different. I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't know, CM Punk versus Jungle Boy, and then the next match is some, Tanahashi versus, I don't know, Goto. I don't know, name somebody from fucking New Japan. It's a cool little mix. I mean, it's awesome when it was when we went there for Ring of Honor. Madison Square Garden, it was in New Japan, and then I got to go to the bathroom, and then a New Japan match, and then I had 10 minutes to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then Matt Taven won, and then everybody lost and didn't watch Kota Ibushi versus Jay White versus Okada. They got so mad that they all went home, even though they spent $100 on tickets.
Good times.
Good times. Pepperoni Pete.
I think it's going to be more like the Noah show. A bunch of 10-man matches. You'll get Los Ingobernables versus, I don't know, the Pinnacle. And then it'll be Los Ingobernables will have Bushi on the team, and you know who's eating the pin. I think that's what we're going to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
The worst of both worlds.
Los Ingobernables versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. This way you get like a Jericho Naito face-off again.
Yeah.
And then, and then they go back to.
Then the dude from 2.0 loses.
Squarehead guy or the guy that lost his shoes. One of the
guy that lost his shoes is
guy that lost his shoes. Yeah, definitely.
If they do like a rumble, like a 30-man rumble, that would be really fun.
Well, that's what he did at the Ring of Honor show, right? It was just a bunch of dudes.
Well, let's remember they are working with Ring of Honor here. I mean, it is AEW owns Ring of Honor. I'm sure they probably might just go right back into that pool of what did we do last time and how did it work? I'm sure this is the way it came up.
Yeah.
Right? Think about it. It was like, hey, when you were working with Ring of Honor, you did Madison Square Garden. Well, now we own Ring of Honor. Why don't you do Chicago with us? You can do wherever they're doing. I don't know where it's at. But and they're going to probably follow that same template. Almost guarantee they're going to follow that same template.
I'm into it. I'm not going, though.
I'm not going to Chicago for anything in the summer.
Any chance we're going to the New Japan Showdown at 2300 Arena, Brandon?
Is it on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night? It's about like
Sunday.
Sunday, potentially.
Sunday afternoon, I think it is.
Might be able to finagle something like that. Didn't know that existed, but
yeah, I'll send you guys the link. My links are often left unread. I get it. I send enough of them. Chris, would you be excited?
Sunday afternoon, no.
Yeah,
it's a big money day for me. I'm not taking it off to go wrestling. I mean, unless they're bringing something that's really out of this world, which I doubt they're doing at 2300. Yeah,
New Japan's strong, so it's going to be a bunch of their New Japan strong guys.
Filthy Tom Lawler versus Chris Dickinson. Nah,
there you go. I think it's Chris Dickinson versus Ishii or something like that. It's like one of the matches that was announced. I'm sorry, I'm not watching New Japan strong. I tried. You can't drag me there. I don't care who's on the card. Did you see Fight TV crashed during their pay-per-view?
Oh shit!
No.
Not only did Fight TV crash, but they at one point their camera was running on low battery. Dude, Fight TV, man, that fucking shit sucks.
So wait, let me ask you, whose pay-per-view died?
It was New Japan was streaming on Fight TV.
Don't they have their own streaming service?
Yeah, but it's due to exclusive rights. It's only available on their service in May. So the broadcast worldwide, they had to be on Fight.
And it failed.
Somehow New Japan got elbowed out of streaming their own product.
Who knows? I have no idea. Really strange.
It's fucking funny, like
Good.
the gap between low battery on some dude's fucking personal camera he brought to film the event and selling out MSG is like an inch. It's like a couple guys show up and it's like it flips. It's still mind blowing to me after watching wrestling for years that the difference between like the most pathetic shit and Madison Square Garden sold out is that thin. It's the same company.
I guess it has all to do with who they hired to broadcast this shit, because I'm assuming the Ring of Honor show in Madison Square Garden was Ring of Honor's guys. I think it was Ring of Honor's guys that did the original All In or All Out or whatever that was called. And then Fight TV covers something and it's just total trash. I heard that the internet was all very confused when they saw the battery indicator on their screen while they were watching their computer. Everybody thought their computer was dead.
This damn TV's got a battery in it?
Wait. So you can see it.
You can see it on the screen.
They're
Low
probably.
battery
I'm
on it.
sure there was somebody going, "Change the battery. The battery's gonna die. What are you doing? We're gonna lose it."
Plugged in during this.
What?
It's pretty
Well,
important.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but before we started this podcast, I realized my computer wasn't plugged in. I had to grab the fucking wire and plug it in
There you go.
because I didn't want it shutting off on me mid show.
Yeah, we also don't get paid for this. They do.
Right.
It's like
You're a
prefer to-
professional.
I prefer to imagine that a bunch of these people got confused and thought that their TV had a battery in it and something was going wrong with it after all these
TV,
years.
right? Yeah. What's wrong with my? What's the TV we have? The cheap one?
Dynex?
Vizio.
Oh,
Vizio.
Vizio. My Vizio battery is dying. I didn't know it
It's
had
been
one.
running on battery power all this
5
time.
years. Oh boy. Any final thoughts on New Japan, Brandon?
No, I got fucking nothing, man. Hopefully we get somewhere.
Chris, final thoughts?
I'm with Brandon. I got nothing.
AEW Dynamite. Yay. Hey, what do I want to talk about? Marina Shafir showed up in like versus Sky Blue, who was a dead weight in this match. The crowd was completely not into this fucking match. Marina Shafir was staring at hard cam so much that she's got that NXT in her. And the baddies section showed up for some fucking reason. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't want to shit on Sky Blue, but kind of like just trying to wrestle a bag of sand for decent portions of this match. So I did want to shit on her. I guess I just did. That's pretty much all I got. I don't know if that's building up to the Jade Cargill fight that they thought that they were going to have. So
Yeah, I don't know what kind of excitement that was building. Chris, thoughts?
Was she staring at the hard cam or was she staring at the baddies section?
I don't know where the baddies section was. They kept showing them on camera, but I don't know where they were.
Yeah, I think she was like, I think it was supposed to be that they were heckling her and she was looking at them.
Right.
But it was like, I was more distracted by the quiet.
It was really strange.
And the sandbag.
Yeah.
Like
What was
she
she
was sandbagging her. There was something going. There's no way she had to been doing that on purpose, right? I mean, like
She could
you got to help. What was she doing? Was she drunk?
I hope.
I mean, like that's one of them ones where you walk back and it's like, yo, she's just back to dark. And it wasn't Marina Shafir's. I don't think you're gonna throw it on Marina Shafir, but they might be making a calling an audible on who wins this TBS championship because nobody gave a shit.
When is the TBS championship match? Is it this week, Brandon?
no clue.
No idea. I'll look into it.
I'm the Google guy, right?
You can be the Google guy. Yeah,
TBS
stunk.
championship.
I was disappointed. Let's see. Do we have anything worth talking about? Oh, Penta El Zero Miedo, Penta Obscuro, his new gimmick against CM Punk. That was fucking awesome, Brandon.
So that match is for Rampage on Friday. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome, man. Looked like CM Punk hurt his knee a little bit, but is such a professional, could kind of easily work it into the match. Something that hadn't crossed my mind is like I would love to see these two, but when it was just kind of sprung on me, was really into it. So I think CM Punk's kind of getting to the point where he's ready for a title shot now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's move him along. He's as hot as anybody. The place was going fucking bananas.
Chris?
Yeah, so apparently this was a match that was made on Twitter. So of course I had no idea what was going to happen.
I'm on Twitter. I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah, well, So, but it was great. I loved it, and I love that Alex Abrahantes went from being batting gloves wearing suit dude to dark priest of the apocalypse.
Yes, big
overnight.
Big fan. Captain Sean Dean wearing camouflage.
Oh,
but Wardlow's good in these. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, Wardlow is good in these. I think that they work for what they are. He's beat him 3 times now. Is Sean Dean going to be ranked in AEW after this? What's going on? Is this guy going to get like a fucking legit shot out of this? Not that interesting of a match, but you know where we're going. Wardlow's got to get out of this contract one way or another over time. Let's see how long it takes, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Brisket.
So, I mean, we knew. I knew they said MJF was going to wrestle the Captain Sean Dean. I said, all right, well, Sean Dean's winning somehow. You know, that's going to happen. Wardlow interference is going to cause that. But when I saw him and he had like camo and the camo, I was a little embarrassed for him.
He's military, dude. He's a captain.
Dude, it was G.I. Bro from 1990, not even 87. WCW 87. It was not good. That wasn't good, dude. I was like, I think I made it. We were talking, Jim. You and I were talking while this was going on. I don't know if I said anything to you when it came on. I was like, oh no, he didn't. Somebody thought it was a good idea. Ole Anderson was back there. Bill Watts was back there, like, oh yeah, you're the captain, dressed like Schwarzenegger, a commando. It's like, oh my god, Corporal Kirshner.
What else to talk about? How about okay, let me ask you guys a question now. So Hook was eating Cheez-Its backstage. She threw them in the trash can. Danhausen ate them out of the trash can. Is Danhausen working for you, Brandon?
Not at all,
right.
To be honest. I really like. Yeah, I guess comedy is subjective, but it's kind of not. This shit sucks, and if you think it's funny, you also suck.
Chris,
there's no register. I don't want to say it's not working. I don't get angry when it comes on the TV, but I'm also like, yeah, okay, Danhausen.
I think he's just gonna. I think I pay attention more because I'm trying to figure out what's the draw. I don't get it at all. Like, oh, Danhausen's on the screen. Not funny. Okay, why are we laughing? Where's the joke? Where's the punchline?
Well, I guess you got to watch.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You got to watch his online show.
There.
Do I? Oh God.
I guess
not more
sure something on there, right? I'm just saying it's AEW, so like, you know, there's always this inside wrestling fans joke that if you're not as hardcore a wrestling fan as we are, then you're not going to get it, and that's the only reason you're not laughing, because it's really good. You don't know enough to understand the joke.
You're just used to WWE, and you're a drone.
E-bot drones, E-drone.
E-drone, you love it. So you're just used to wrestling a certain way. This is different.
They actually got me. I was like, okay, got you. I looked it up. What does Danhausen do? He does like this little tequila dance, is like one of his big shticks in the ring, where he will dance on the rope and then kick people. I was like, is there anything here that I'm missing? There really isn't. If there was some fucking joke that he was referencing on the show that you had to look up, and when you looked it up, there was a payoff, maybe that would work. But there's, like you said, there's no punchline at all. Isn't any. It's just like, hey, I have a funny voice. This is the whole point of the segment. You're cursed, and it just makes you want to fucking just put my head through the TV, dude.
I just don't get it. It's not me either. Sorry, it's not me.
Dan
No,
Housen's
it's
gonna
not.
come on
It's
one.
them.
One of these weeks. My forehead's gonna be all cut up, and I just had a bad day at work. And Dan Housen was on for too long. And I just crushed my head through the flat screen TV.
It still hasn't wrestled.
Through the Vizio. All right. Main event. We get the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Samoa Joe versus Minoru Suzuki. Believe it or not, Minoru Suzuki was the champ.
That's
like
wanted
2
a-
days.
Which you wanted a Ring of Honor show, I guess, over WrestleMania weekend. Brandon, thoughts?
Good time. I don't have too much else to say. We've done this with Minoru Suzuki a couple times. So, it's fun to see those two go against each other. Crowd was going crazy. If that will get you into a match, even if, to me, it wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, seeing everybody going nuts. Samoa Joe, Ring of Honor champion on AEW now. It should be interesting. I should be excited. Maybe I've been watching. Maybe 3 hours a week is too much for me.
Best thoughts?
So Samoa Joe is the TV champion of Ring of Honor,
Yes.
a wrestling promotion that doesn't have a TV show,
Right. I know.
and he's the
Yeah.
TV champion. Oh,
I'm glad
okay.
you brought that up because I forgot about it.
Yeah. Look, awesome seeing these two in the ring. My question is, what was the story being told? Awesome, kind of like didn't mind watching it, but I didn't know, what are you trying to, where was the excitement level? What was the excitement that you were building by slapping each other in the chest 1,000 times?
I mean, it's
I get it. It's not like I didn't like it, but it's just like, okay, can we get to like a story being told here? Can we get to a match?
we got to one.
Yeah. And then do you want to
The
just
lights
move right
turn
into
out.
that?
The lights turn out,
Mm-hmm.
and a giant dude who I would not know who the fuck this dude is, but apparently he was an NBA player, comes out and chokes the shit out of Joe. And then, wait, am I thinking of the right shit?
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
I got a text that said this shit's dumb.
Suzuki lost his title and then just disappeared. He turned into a puff of smoke.
Went back to Japan.
Yeah, I text you. He was off to the next Carney show down the road.
Yep.
To go work. There you go. So we got this giant dude who is very impressive. Like, it looks like a fucking caveman with that forehead. It's insane looking. Satnam Singh. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, this guy was a NBA player, like Vince Papale was on the Eagles. He really was not an NBA player. It seemed like he lost the audience pretty quickly there. I think Tony Khan came out and said that he's like, I probably could have done a better job. I like that Tony Khan does this. I don't know if you saw this, Chris, where he was like, this was not my idea to bring him out like this. It was someone else's idea, and they had a lot of credibility. They've been in the business for 25 years booking. And that's how this happened. Just a real good like CEO behavior to immediately just throw somebody else under the fucking bus that everybody in your company knows who you're talking about. Just
he's fucking gross is what he is. That's disgusting. It's like I didn't do this. No, you're the fucking dude that runs the company. Guess what? Every decision that gets made under you is yours.
That's right.
Fuck, man. Come on.
And to the bar that you work at, if they put out a statement and was like, well, it was the bartender, maybe he works weekends, did that might not mean anything to the fucking public, but to everybody in that building, they know exactly who he's talking about, and that's the shitty part of this, right?
Morale got flushed down the toilet that day.
What?
Yeah,
the bar or on the show?
Well, morale's always flushed down the toilet if you work in any bar. Well, I mean, the first thing I thought is this was, for somebody who's trying to be an alternative to WWE, this was the most WWE thing you could possibly fucking do. Yeah. Like, I was like, am I watching like it's Wednesday? Because it really seems like Monday. It must be Monday. It must be Monday. But
dumb. I mean, I'm gonna run a parallel. So as dumb as Giant Gonzalez was when he came out to the ring, this gigantic dude. At least he had a muscle suit on, bodysuit with muscles and fur. This dude's just like, I don't know who the fuck this is. This is a giant ass dude in a friggin' suit pants. If he had come out with like a caveman or something with that forehead, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Also being He's being the vehicle for vengeance for the probably the most mid-carder to ever exist in professional wrestling, fucking Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Like the guy who never went anywhere. The pinnacle of his popularity was impersonating Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, nobody points to any. Oh, that Jay Lethal match. Remember that Jay Lethal match? Nobody points to that. They go, yo, they send you that video of him acting like Ric Flair. And he's good in that video, acting like Ric Flair. But Ric Flair losing his mind in that video is what really makes the video what it is. It's not, anybody could have been playing Ric Flair. It's that's my line. Get any girl and kiss all the girls and make them cry, even you, fatso. Like that is what is funny or amusing or mildly interesting at this point.
Yeah, Brandon.
That is a good point, though. I agree with both of you guys, but I was laughing at Jim saying that he has to look more like a caveman. I'm like, I was thinking of the last couple Giants that I've seen come out, and they're always wearing this kind of like street garb. It's like, if you want to bring out a personality-less behemoth, he's got to be fully developed as far as like what he's going to look like, and it needs to be bananas.
Right.
You're 100% correct.
Just
like he used to come out like the Wizard of Oz, or
a big blue like Blanca Street Fighter wig or something.
Like, where'd we find this guy? Oh, he's just wandering the streets, and we brought him in, and he's so impressive. I mean, that's Komoroto, right? That guy looks fucking nuts. I mean, sure, his jacket looks like toilet paper, but that dude looks like scary looking.
This is ridiculous.
This dude's insane looking.
Komoroto, don't get me started.
Instead, they got this fucking guy that he looks like he just came out of the nightclub. He's got jewelry on, but he's 7'2" or whatever. And you're just like, who the fuck's this big ass dude?
You can't be like suave.
No, there's no good looking Giants. Come on.
Even the Giant came out as part of the Dungeon of Doom.
Yeah, you go with his little ass teeth.
No, that's Giant. That's I'm talking about
Paul White.
Paul White, yeah. Does he have little teeth too?
He's got little ass teeth too.
And all the teeth look tiny relative to his big head.
The giant ass head.
But he's probably the best looking Giant. And even he came off as crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're gonna have a Giant on your show, he's got to look like fucking Blanca. Remember that?
that's the lesson of the week. He's got to look like Blanca. Brazil.
Ooh. All right. How about let's talk about Rampage. Dare I say it, the Gun Club were in an okay match. Brandon?
Uh-oh, my dog ate my homework. I guess there's a 4th hour wrestling this week. I watched the Battle of the Belts, and I didn't realize that this was going on, so I didn't see any of this shit. You guys got it.
That's all good. So I'll explain to you. You got the Gun Club versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Surprisingly, Daniel Bryant was the one he was the heat guy. He was the guy getting the shit kicked out of him for the whole match. But I'll tell you, man, fucking John Mox comes in, super hot tag, and comes in beating the shit out of everybody. First thoughts?
Yeah, this was fun. I dug it, man. Great way to open Rampage, especially, fucking Rampage on at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday. Any way we can keep this?
I mean, beautiful.
It was great. I didn't even, I had just finished dinner. I was sitting there like, all right, I want to watch wrestling. Yeah, I was awake. I didn't have to watch.
I was like, oh, man. Let's see. I think wrestling's on 8 o'clock. It's like, oh, shit, I missed an hour.
Would that be like your perfect time, 7 o'clock?
Oh, man. No, I think 7:30 would be because I could watch Jeopardy first, and then I can go right into wrestling for an hour. That'd be fantastic.
To me, it would be 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, to go off in another direction here. The Phillies played in Miami last week, and all the night games were on at 6. Started at 6 o'clock.
That's beautiful.
Fucking lovely. I don't think any sporting event or anything else, especially since something that I might actually go to live, should start after 7.
I like that.
Yeah,
I was going to say 4:30.
Yeah, right after.
I'm down with 4:30.
Right between, for me, right as the workday's winding up and before actual shit that I'm interested while it comes on at 7 starts. Mm-hmm. I always just have to kill those 2 hours.
Fill it in with wrestling.
Give me a little Satnam Singh.
Sing.
It'll give me a break. It'll give me a break from episodes of Young Sheldon, and then it'll. I'll never forget. The first time I ever went to California, I was in San Francisco, or not the first time on the West Coast, but the first time in California. I was in San Francisco, and I met my friend who I was staying with was working. And he worked in the city, and I was waiting for him. He gets done. He says, "Oh, we have to go to so-and-so's house. We'll watch a little football game, and then we'll head back home." And I'm like, it's fucking 5 o'clock. I don't feel like waiting. This is in the 9 o'clock or the 8 o'clock Monday Night Football days. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh, God. And then he turned the radio on, and the football game was already on.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's right. It starts at fucking 5. Watched the halftime, got up and left.
I was thinking of you with the Young Sheldon thing. I went to see my family over Easter, and we sat down and watched TV, and this CBS show is on called Ghosts.
Oh, no.
And it's like
racist TV.
And it's like this horrific, it's just bad jokes, CBS, like 60-minute commercial. And when it ended, I said, who watches this shit? My mom was like, we do. He's like, and the point she made was like, well, because when the episode ends, it's like there's a little lesson and there's like nothing else to it. And I was like, maybe you guys are onto something.
There's no feeling of this.
Yeah,
it's
no
not
depth to it.
Right.
There's no depth.
So let me tell you a little story. I saw a movie when I was a kid called Time Bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jim, you remember this movie? Brandon, you ever see it?
No, sir.
Terry Gilliam film.
Terry is directed by Terry Gilliam. Long story short, it's all right. So, spoiler alert: it's 1,000 years old, so it doesn't matter. The kid is getting transported to all these different timelines because he's got something. I forget. Jim, you probably remember. It doesn't matter. By these little people.
The map.
And the map. That's what he's got. He's got the map. And they're getting chased around by this dude called Evil. I guess he's supposed to be the devil. And there's a reason why I don't remember the details that well. The kid is being whisked around. Of course, in typical British fashion, they tell the story. The kid is completely ignored by his parents. You know, like that
Harry
must have
Potter.
been a thing, like Harry Potter. And he comes across Agamemnon, who was played by Sean Connery, and Agamemnon. There we go. Time Bandits. Agamemnon is treats the kid like his own son and treats him really well. And while he's very happy for the first time, the little people come and they snatch him back. The end of the movie, the kid wakes up. You find out it was a dream, or was it? And the kid's house had burned down due to something in the toaster, and everybody was dead. Do I have it right?
No.
No. Okay. Well, this is the way I remember it.
Okay.
And everybody was dead.
Okay, so the house burns down. He's in a dream. The toaster oven's the only thing that survived. It's what caused the fire. You open the toaster. There's a piece of
That's right.
what you find out earlier is Evil's body parts. You can't touch them. You have to collect them all, or else they'll come back. They're all deadly. And the parents touch it, and they blow up.
That's
The
right.
kid is, you pan out in a helicopter, and the kid's alone.
Right. But if I'm not mistaken, because this might flush my whole story down the tube, isn't the fireman Sean Connery?
Yes.
So everything's going to be okay to a degree, right? You can see that. Well, as a child, I didn't know that. And I remember, because we saw it in the movie theater, and I remember being like, oh my God. Since then, I've never been able to watch anything with any level of existential dread. I can't handle it. Rick and Morty is brilliant. It's brilliant. I can't watch it. It makes me feel bad. And I just stay away from it. And Young Sheldon, at the end of it, you're like, the lesson was learned. Let's move on now.
Brandon, you a big Young Sheldon fan?
I'm just going to broadcast as this horrific
There you go.
Time Bandits pig for the rest of the
Yeah,
episode.
there it is.
This is me. This is me on Sunday morning when I wake up.
The Time Bandits kid and that pig. And I don't remember. I remember there was a pig. I remember Robin Hood was in it. He was a dickhead and he was smashing people. Yeah, really, nobody was good. It's one of those movies. I bet you if I watch it now, I'd probably this movie fucking rules. But back then, I was just like, So
So anyway, what were we saying? What were we
I
talking
don't know.
about?
Existential dread.
Oh, existential dread in TV and watching TV that just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Young Rock makes you feel good. Roman
I
Reigns.
want to start watching that.
It's so good.
Does Roman Reigns play his dad?
Roman Reigns played. There was a kid that played Roman Reigns. He was on his dad's shoulder.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they referenced it. It's a cute show. I like the show.
I'm
But
going to
there you
start
go.
watching it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the match is fine. Let's move on. I don't know. Did we get a women's qualifier tournament match on Dynamite? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
Get dudes qualifier. They love stretching this shit out. It's the final at the pay-per-view in fucking May.
Do you know why they stretch this shit out?
They got nothing to do.
Because they don't know how to write fucking storylines. They don't know how to extend storylines. They just fucking hotshot everything.
We got twin magic though in this match. Robin Renegade versus Ruby Soho. She rolled under the ring. Another twin came out. Another Ruby Renegade came out. Robin Renegade. Ruby Soho wins. Moving on. Texas Death Match. Adam Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Title. This is pretty good. Chris?
Yeah, this was pretty good. I mean, I was about to say the only thing that I didn't like about the match is that I've never been so high on an individual and then been so low on one like I have Adam Cole. I think that honestly could have been insert any wrestler here. And it would have been just as good. I think it was the match itself and not the guy working it. Yeah. But like I said, it's like, what did I just say about them stretching out this tournament? It was just like, okay, I wrestled you, you won. I'm mad. I'm going to steal the title and make my own wrestling matches. That which doesn't make any sense. Nobody books these matches. The guys are like, not only am I going to wrestle you, but I'm going to wrestle you with all these ridiculous stipulations in which somebody could possibly die, and the guy who actually signs our paychecks could get sued. But fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. The guy, Tony Khan, because, sometimes they say Tony Khan did this, and then other times like, yeah, we're just going to do it ourselves and use all this dude's really expensive equipment to do it without asking permission.
It's true. Barbed wire baseball bat. We got barbed wire in this. Oh, no, we got the barbed wire chair, which I laughed my ass off at.
That is so silly.
I loved it. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. You know what that is? Because you've never been there. That is CZ fucking W.
I've never been there.
Yeah. CZW is. I have, yeah, once.
I didn't know that.
I got a text from a buddy of mine. Wrestlers wrestling tonight. I hadn't been wrestling in years. Hadn't been down there 2,300 in years. And the Young Bucks were on it when the first time I had seen them was that one, was it Wrestle Kingdom 12 or something? 13, whatever that one that we first started watching New Japan again. And they were, everybody was talking about the Young Bucks, so I went to go see them. And that's very CZW. It's like random things with barbed wire glued to it. There's nothing natural about it whatsoever. It's all very manufactured. It's all very forced.
You just didn't walk. Anything that I talked about excite you, Brandon? Would you go check it out? What am I asking?
I mean, I'm praying that they're just trying to like overheat fucking CM Punk, and that's why this Adam Cole thing is going on so long. Because as much as we're so used to this being what it is, that I think sometimes I lose sight of how what it should and can be, and I'm hoping that they spark it here because it's feeling particularly flat to me as of late. I think CM Punk title run is if he has one last big act in him, it's probably time to set that off.
Yeah,
activate.
Yeah, I think he's hot and ready to go. Is he still undefeated? I know he lost to MJF when MJF hit him with the ring, Diamond Dallas ring.
Right. Yeah, the Diamond Dallas ring.
AEW Battle for the Belts 2. It was on Saturday, which was wonderful. It was only an hour, which was wonderful. Scorpio Sky, the AEW TNT champion, loses to Sammy Guevara in a Sammy Guevara is going heel turn. They have no choice.
As opposed to what, dude?
They have no choice at this point because everybody fucking hates him. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, they dug up like, and he said he wanted to rape somebody else, and then he wins the title. Like, I just hate this shit, man. I know we don't want to talk about it, and it's not probably worth talking about, but I just can't express how much I just hate this shit.
Can you enlighten me? I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
Like,
He said it again?
It was like, I guess it was the same time period, but he said the same thing he said about Sasha Banks, about Miley Cyrus. And like after he was like getting pushed again, someone dug up this second video or posted it. It's not worth our energy,
Right.
except to just say, dude, this guy sucks so bad. Why are we doing this?
Chris, thoughts?
I don't have any. This guy is eye poison to me. I can't stand him.
Paige Van Zandt was cool.
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt was cool, but
She's got a big pop too.
Here's the thing: are we supposed to believe in any way, shape, or form? Because I'm sorry, what's his girlfriend's name? It's just slipping my mind right now. Sammy Guevara, Ty Conte. I don't see her being legitimate, like a legitimate contender in AEW. I think that the talent pool that you have, I don't think she fits anywhere near the top. And that's including, I mean, you look at like who's there, all the women that they have, and even the ones that aren't fighting for the championship with, like Ruby Soho and those people. She doesn't fit in as a likable or like a distinguished character. There's nothing special about her. She's kind of there, like lower mid card, like, yeah, okay.
Well, so for their women's division, she's mid card for sure.
Yeah, I just don't. I guess what I'm saying is like Paige Van Zandt, who they're going to push as being this, they're going to refer to the fact that she's a former professional mixed martial artist. They're going to push this as her plot point is that she is a legitimate badass. And then they're going to have her go up against and have an equal match with somebody who's really not just, who gives a shit about real life. She's not a badass in their company. She's a middling character, a middling wrestler at best. And we're going to say this person here is got a real legitimate fighting, grappling background. And this person here is losing to the bunny in the mid card on Dynamite. And this is supposed to be believable that these two would fight and it would be an actual competitive match. That's where I think we're going wrong here. I'm glad Paige Van Zandt's there, but at the same time, if she doesn't just mow through Ty Conti, it's kind of like, and she won't, because AEW, nobody gets mowed through. Everybody has to get their shit in. But it's just, I don't see it with her. And I think you could have found somebody else. Like I said, unless she mows through her, you could have found somebody else for Paige Van Zandt to come in and make it more believable that it was legitimate.
They're trying to get like Jake Paul heat, or they're trying to get Suicide Forest heat, like being like legit little douchebag, like why are they there type heat, like, and hot shot their way to the top because everyone hates them and they're famous. It's just like I refuse to engage in this being a thing in wrestling where it's like these two hot little kids that everybody hates are like famous. No, we're reviewing a Masters of the Universe for adults. Like, I'm not doing this shit.
Right.
Does that make sense, Chris? Or?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And also like Scorpio Sky, this dude, here's a dude that kind of looks legitimate, right? Like even I said, like if you wanted to see guys from AEW in G1, he was one of the guys I picked. Young guys, but I don't know how young he is, but
no, he's close to 40. Yeah.
So all right, well then I guess that kind of pushes that down the toilet. But like just I don't know why, and that's the other thing. Why are we giving guys that I can't stand the belts going back and forth?
Yeah, this one's flopping too much.
Just
I think it has a lot.
Fucking much.
I think it has a lot to do with Cody leaving. That this was moved around as much as it has. This was Cody's belt. He was always in there.
Yeah.
I don't know where Rusev is. Or
apparently he was filming a movie.
quit.
He's filming a movie? I don't know. I think you said he resigned. So
What was it? Fucking Godfather 2? Godfather 4?
4.
It shit took a year.
Is he? The,
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it like a
At least-
prequel?
Yeah, he's the Godfather.
Oh shit!
He's the Godfather's Godfather.
Sammy Guevara got the belt back that he crumbed on a couple weeks ago. They announced.
I wonder if they cleaned the cum off it. It's a legit question.
I like that there's like in the
In this TV show, there's a belt that this guy just keeps coming on and then
Coming
winning.
all over.
So if I'm standing there, say if I'm in this room and I got wrestler A and wrestler B, right?
Mhm.
And wrestler B, and it's just the three of us, and wrestler B says to wrestler A, I got your belt. And then wrestler A says to wrestler B, oh yeah, well, I fucked my girlfriend on that shit and came on it. I wouldn't look.
Wrestler A should look at him and say, "Well, I had sex with your wife."
Yeah. I had
So did
sex
I.
with your wife. And then I would look at wrestler A and say, his wife's in a coma. No, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't look at the guy that was wearing the cum stained belt and go, damn, burn, son. I'd look at the guy and be like, why are you fucking your girlfriend on a belt?
This is what we're
You're
doing with our free
gross,
time. It's like, what do you
dude.
think about the match where the guy won the belt where he cummed on?
Moving on. Ring of Honor World
licked it.
Championship. Go ahead, Chris. Did you have another thought?
I would have licked the belt.
Miro's been known
I
to get
came
caught.
on that belt. Sorry.
Jonathan Gresham versus Dalton Castle, the Ring of Honor World Championship. Brandon.
Yeah, flashback to the MSG Super Show. We get to see Dalton Castle on TV. He
know.
was collected a couple of his New Japan cards virtually.
Nice.
Hadn't seen that name in a while. I know you did as well.
I did. I had too many of them.
Yeah, I mean Dalton Castle's kind of funny. I liked that he had his boys fanning him off and stuff.
Mhm.
Like that's a guy you put on cable TV once every 6 months, and it's like a quick little laugh. He's not particularly a terrible wrestler, and then move on. So if that's what it is, 2 thumbs up. If it's anything more than that, I'm gonna have to quit the podcast.
Yeah, it was. This was okay. It was slow, and I didn't care.
Made
Who
it
cares
slower.
about the Ring of Honor Championship? It doesn't exist. I don't care who owns it. It's bullshit. But more importantly, the Giant Man came out again. We got Samoa Joe with a pipe. We get the Giant Dude sat him sing, not dressed like a caveman. And Jonathan Gresham looked like a little child in the ring against him. He came up to like his hip, and he beat the shit out of him. Chris, thoughts?
No thoughts. Move on.
Brandon?
No
Nothing.
thoughts.
No thoughts. Excellent. Finally, we get Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose for the Women's World Championship. That's the main event. Brandon, go.
I thought this was great. They both looked really good in this match. I enjoyed seeing them wrestle each other in a wrestling ring and outside of a wrestling. No, I don't fucking know. I wish that the first time when I was watching this was that these two could just go. I don't know why we have all these other fuckers involved, Vicky Guerrero and Thunder Rosa's people. Now it's like that stuff just eats at these matches to me, and they do it again and again because there's too many fuckers back there.
Yeah.
Other than that, good main event. I'm a huge Thunder Rosa fan,
Yeah.
and happy to see her get these main event spots because 12 months ago we were arguing over whether or not she would stick with the company.
She's there. Chris, thoughts?
So this was the match. So I actually was working Saturday night,
Okay.
and the Sixers were on. And when they ended, two of the older gentlemen that come into the bar were watching the Sixers. And when they ended, I immediately turned this on and made them watch it.
Good.
And the one guy was like, I never understood this. And I'm getting to a point here. One guy said, I just never understood how people could watch this. And the first thing I said was, I think you got to start when you were a kid because all your balls of logic that you have in your head, we don't have.
Mhm.
So it's easier for us to kind of just, absorb this nonsensical horse shit and have it make sense to us. And then the other gentleman said, how is that small little woman going to beat up that big woman? And then I got to explain how the psychology of wrestling works. And it was just as Nyla Rose came with the King Kong knee off the top rope and missed.
Yep.
And I said, and that is how a smaller person beats a big, bad woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because he missed the knee. Now you got the advantage. And he was like, okay, I can see where this is going now. So, but this was fun. I enjoyed this. I was glad I got to watch it live. I went back and filled the rest in with a, later on with a lot of dread going into having to watch this. And this was good watch. I'm glad this was the only one I caught live, and I'm glad.
Good. I
What
love
do you
cake
think, Jim?
and violence. It was awesome. But I'm not going to say the same thing that you guys said. It was great. I loved it.
They were good in the ring and outside.
Right, exactly. I enjoyed this, especially that. And this was good. Hate Sammy Guevara. Next.
Sammy Guevara's chin mole.
Wart. All right. Next, this week's AEW is in tomorrow. Tony Khan will make a huge announcement. Brandon, what do you think it is?
Owen Hart signing.
Owen Hart's corpse? Do you think his
Yeah,
head?
you didn't hear they
corpse?
froze his head.
It's just the head. They
Him and
saved
Tab
the
Williams.
head. The body
They're,
was
they're
wasted.
cutting Satnam Singh's head off and putting Owen Hart's head on. That's
Like Futurama.
Yes.
The head swimming.
Chris, Tony Khan will make a huge announcement. What do you think it is?
He's going to come out and he's going to say that his meth dealer got busted and he needed to find an Owen. So if anybody's got a phone number, just let him know.
There you go. Wardlow versus The Butcher. Brandon.
you could just do a handicap on this one, right? Like, why not have the blade in? That probably would have made this more fun. I think if they would have, I hate that they announced shit. Like, I'm sure the blade will be involved, but I would like to see an old fashioned, like, Wardlow versus 3 people, and he just smokes a couple bozos.
He does that thing where everybody's beating on him, and then he goes, and he's hunched down, and he goes, raw, and everybody goes flying. Big
Like
fan.
the wrestling video games, he gets his finisher, and he just slams that button.
Just
Boom.
spamming.
Yeah.
Spamming finishers all over everybody.
Yeah.
Chris, thoughts?
It was funny. So I was going to say this earlier, but they had, so they bring out the butcher because what are you going to do when you slaughter a pig, then get the butcher? So this genius MJF's big plan to get this unstoppable force and to stop and slaughter this unstoppable force is to get a tag team guy that never wins to wrestle solo against them. Yeah, fucking break.
How about Hook's Dynamite debut, Brandon?
Sorry, just on that last one. The guy that just got fooled by Matt and Jeff Hardy, who there's no footage on them, what they might be up to. He got duped.
They got no tape on Matt and Jeff Hardy. They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Who knew what those two could be up to? What did Hook do?
He's showing up on Dynamite. It's his debut on Dynamite.
Oh, it's Dynamite debut.
Chris, thoughts? Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. We get Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Danielle Camella. Brandon.
Oh, Danny Camella. Is that her Dynamite debut as well?
Nice.
Right.
Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament. It's the Owen Hart Foundation. I gotta say this right. Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament.
The winner gets to fight the Satnam Singh Owen Hart head.
He wins it.
Maybe that's what
it is. Maybe the truth is his head in a fishbowl.
the Owen Hart Foundation was
One of those,
created.
like, oblong fucking glass tubes with the bottom. It's just cleared, sealed onto Satnam Singh's neck.
Yeah, like the fucking exactly.
like the dog with the woman's head from Mars Attacks.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yes.
Owen Hart Foundation. Money being raised to put Owen's head on Satnam Singh's body tournament. Qualifier, Jungle Boy versus Kyle O'Reilly. Brandon.
What do you boys say we just do a best of the first quarter of the year podcast next week? I don't think this is going to be very good.
How about
Q1 best of.
How about Dustin Rhodes versus CM Punk? Brandon?
Dustin Rhodes has been getting a little hot on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen this, Jim. Like Lance Archer said something the other day. In the show, Dustin Rhodes beat Lance Archer like 2 months ago. Lance Archer said something on Twitter, and Dustin Rhodes just says, "Fuck you."
Whoa.
A couple times he's just been like, "Fuck you, eat shit" to like other professional wrestlers. I think he's like boiling over. So.
Oh, nice. He's gonna go back to WWE and go be a writer. Cool. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah.
It'll be an entertaining couple minutes. This dude can wrestle. Both of these guys can work, right? I mean, fuck it.
Give me 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, are you really ever that disappointed with something Dustin Rhodes does work rate wise? Storyline wise, who gives a fuck? But that dude's fucking awesome in the ring. Especially at 104.
Yep. I'm just hoping that something that none of us have probably considered to this point, that Goldust just loses his fucking mind here at 53 years old and snaps on everybody.
Starts getting all crazy. Starts getting offended by like a barbed wire crowns on Adam Cole.
Hold on.
Yes.
He knows he's losing his mind. And the only way to stop this, because his brain is so damaged, is to win the Owen Hart Foundation tournament and have Owen Hart's brain, his head, attached to Dustin Rhodes' body to prolong his wrestling career.
Hold on. Dustin Rhodes' body is spent at this point. If anything, he wants to get his old ass head and put on Satnam Singh's body.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Take my head.
They're going to be like little tiny head, like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Twitter, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
There you go.
Wrestled on the back of a truck. None of us ever did it.
Nope, we never did.
On a moving vehicle against Bunkhouse Bill or whatever the fuck the guy's name was.
Roddy Piper hit him with a car.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been hit by a car?
Have I? Yes, I have.
Yeah,
multiple times.
You've also, if I'm not mistaken, jumped off your bike into the window of a cab to let people know that they weren't behaving in a proper manner in civilized.
I got hit by a car. Society. Someone drove me down the street on their windshield while I smashed it with my elbow once. Don't tell the police.
Damn, that's
coffin match. Andrade El Idolo versus Darby Allin. Brandon.
Just Jimmy subtly says the craziest sentence of the entire night. We won't address that. What's going on with Darby Allin? Coffin match, El Idolo and Darby Allin. Why do the two interesting ones that one of them has to lose and all these bozos get to sort it out against each other?
Yeah, like the Kyle O'Reilly lose to Andrade.
Red Dragon. Yeah, how about El Idolo and Darby Allin face those two? Just put them to bed for good.
Yeah.
I want an El Idolo like TNT run here. Let's get somebody that the people actually like. That's a functionally interesting wrestler in there. We've seen Sammy Guevara's tricks. Let's move on.
Chris.
What you should have said was Andrade El Idolo loses again. You make a good point. Do you remember when people really liked Kyle O'Reilly? I mean, I really liked Kyle O'Reilly.
It's fine.
Guess what? Not that I don't like him, but I just don't fucking care.
He's fine.
Yeah, but I just don't care.
He's fine kind of dude.
Yeah.
Just another white dude in NXT. That's what he was.
Yep.
Or another white dude on Ring of Honor when he was there. But look at this. I got this. Jeff Cobb card.
Ooh.
All right.
You buying wrestling cards?
I got all kinds of wrestling cards. I got a whole stack of them over here. I got more coming. I got all my sexy babes here.
Mickey James?
No. Mio Momino. Got all kinds of wrestling cards.
You gonna send them a PSA, get them graded?
Yeah, probably. Put them in a box. I got more coming. The new ones, the 2022 lady wrestler ones came out. I got a whole package of them coming.
I don't understand.
I love that.
I don't understand how you spend your money on that shit.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's get out of here. 2 weeks, we're going to Dynamite. Are you stoked? You started?
Eat beforehand.
Yes, eat beforehand.
I'll definitely eat. Suggestion.
Yeah, eat a piece of pizza before you go. Unless you want to eat.
Are we still doing our fan meetup?
Yeah, let's do a fan meetup. Lorraine Bar, 1502 Brown Street, 19134. About, I don't know, 5 blocks from the stadium. One quick subway ride down there. Be there. What time you want to get there? Brandon, when can you get there?
He's got a phone call at 9 o'clock.
This has been blocked off on the schedule. I don't know.
Right.
I could probably be at the bar at 5:30.
Okay, say 5 o'clock then. Meet up at 5 o'clock. Chris, can you be there at 5?
I got a wife that lets me do whatever the fuck I want. I'll be there whenever you say.
Yeah, I'll go there, do my errands, and then just hang out and wait for y'all. So 1502 Brown Street, Lorraine Bar, Philadelphia. Look it up. Check it out. We'll be hanging out. Then we're going to head down to the stadium, go watch the show. It'll be fun. Come on by. Drink beer, spend money. We'll talk about wrestling. I'll put wrestling on so we can all have fun.
Can I just say?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that I tapped out with a bulldog choke, I don't want you there.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Come,
Yeah, it's
we're
code,
rematch
right?
in the yard.
No, you are. Little shout out
sorry.
to a fan that's been loyal to us from the beginning.
We're doing a rematch in the yard.
Excellent. I'm down. I just want to watch. I don't want to be involved. Thanks for
On the
joining us this
rocks.
week. On the rocks? Yeah, on the rocks in the yard. Thanks for joining us this week and join us here every week at Wrestling is Hard. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard_wrestling. Subscribe and follow. Tell your friends. For Brandon and Chris, I am Jim, and we will be back here next week with a very exciting episode.